It's showtime. Thanks, StreamYard, for letting me know. It's showtime. For those of you using StreamYard, you just hit go live. You wait for it. When it turns red, you're in. So much easier than live producers. So much easier. Anyhow, we're here today. You and I are here today to talk about how you can eliminate your awkwardness on live video. I did a live training yesterday inside of a private group where all of the people in there have just become certified life coaches. And of course, like becoming a certified life coach, big deal, right? Went through a lot of work, but then there's a business aspect of it and showing up and video. And I got such great questions from them, which sparked a lot of talk about being awkward on live video. And then I'm in another group, and I was so surprised because this is a group of people who are already launching, understand like the power of visibility, and they had the same fears and questions and concerns about being awkward on video that a newbie would. And so I thought, well, if the universe isn't telling me that I should do a live about how not to be awkward on video, especially on live video, because that seems for most people to be harder to do, even though it's the easiest way to get started with video. It's the easiest way to get started with video is live video by far. So a lot of people, before I dip into how not to be awkward, if you are not doing any video at all and you don't know where to start, and this is a question I get all the time, people come on Strategy Calls, I don't know where to start. It's not with the tech, it's not with all of that. You start with live video. You need to start putting yourself out there, and it fits perfectly in with today's theme. Sabrina, hello. And Sabrina can tell you, right? And here's what I'm going to say is, nobody wakes up in the morning suddenly comfy on camera. There is no magic pill. There is no magical flying unicorn farting rainbows that is suddenly going to like make you wake up one morning and be like, I'm wonderful on camera. Not going to happen. Every single person that you admire, who you watch on live videos or even pre-recorded videos, they have sucked. And we're going to talk about that because a big part of being comfy on camera, of not feeling that weird kind of awkwardness, is embracing the suck. And I kind of skipped ahead, but that is the last one, right? Live is where to start for sure. And this is from someone who didn't, like she obviously wanted to do live because she she came into live video launchpad, but probably not someone who felt super confident on lives, right? And so really, I do have tools for getting you more comfortable and not that awkwardness. And so I want to go over some of the tools that I teach. I use myself. Right now I'm using one, and I know on the training yesterday, it was kind of a mind-blowing, like, wait, what? I don't understand. You're not looking at yourself. I'm absolutely not looking at myself. What I'm connecting with right now, my little green dot. I'm connecting to my little green dot, and that's something we want to talk about. But before we get to connecting with the green dot and why I'm not looking at myself, is the first thing that you need to understand about all videos, not just live video, all videos, is it is not about you. It's not about you. And all of the fears and the judgments, I hear it all the time, like, I'm afraid no one's going to show up. I'm afraid people are going to show up. I'm afraid of being judged. The only person judging you is you. And I assure you that that is true. Are you going to encounter trolls sometimes or someone being not kind? Yup. But when someone says something unkind to me, I generally respond, wow, this seems to have triggered a shadow in you, right? Because what they're actually complaining about, what they're actually making a comment on, is because they're not brave enough to go out on camera and put themselves out there. And a lot of people are not brave enough to go out there on camera and put themselves out there. It feels like maybe a lot of people are doing videos. A lot of them are not doing them well. Brandy Lynn, did I say it right that time? Brandeline? Gosh darn it. I feel like I get it wrong every time. You'll correct me. Please phonetically do it one more time. I will get it. You know I will. It's like my friend Michaela, who I always get her name wrong too. So yes, so it's not about you. And here's what's happening when you're having those fears. I've talked about her before. It's perfectionist Patty, right? Those fears, when you are, even the tech, when people tell me like, I don't know, I don't have tech, you just need your finger in your phone to go live. So now we know the shenanigans, the gig is up. You do have the right tech. Is your lighting perfect? Maybe not. Is your sound perfect? Maybe not. Is your framing perfect? Maybe not. But surely you can go live because everybody has a phone. And unless you are injured, everybody has a finger. And if you don't have this finger, use this finger. It doesn't matter. Suck it, Patty. That's right. Suck it, Patty. And that's the thing. All of these fears, all of these judgments, all of the excuses, which are like belly buttons, everybody has them. You are making it about you. And that is preventing you from going live. So here's what I really need you to hear, and we hit this home a lot in Live Video Launchpad, is you simply, and I don't say that with any kind of cheek, you simply have to make your desire to reach your audience, and your audience is out there. So it's BS when you tell me that there isn't an audience out there for you for video. Video used to be nice to have. Now it is a must-have for every single person. I don't care if you're a dentist, a chiropractor, a death doula. I have one of those on my, right? Like, you need to be incorporating video, because without video, you're not visible. Without visibility, no one knows who you are. So you simply have to make your desire to reach those people who are out there waiting for you. You have to make that desire greater than those fears, the judgment, the things that no one else is thinking except for you. I need you to start looking at those as excuses. Because when you say to me, I can't go live because I hear I don't want to make money and reach my audience online. That's what I hear. I used to do it with puppets. I even have like a little picture of me with my puppets, because what you're saying, and here's the thing, I truly believe that many of you start thinking those are true, but this is why I'm here, because I need you to shift your mindset. So an excuse is that you feel awkward on camera. We all feel awkward on camera, so I'm going to give you a pass there. Permission to be awkward on camera. Done. Okay, we're all going to start out awkward on camera, because as I said, no one wakes up really good on video, right? So that part of it, and this is, you just simply have to wrap your head around this, is that you have plenty to talk about. There is an audience out there waiting to listen to you, but you have to say like, okay, reaching my audience is more important than these fears, the judgment, whatever it is, the excuses, right? Now, the second part of being super awkward is talking to the little dot, right? I always say it, whether you're on your phone, and do know where your lens is, because that's where your eye line is supposed to be. Talking to that little green dot, talking to no one, like an audience of no one, right? It is awkward. And the only thing that is going to help you get better at that is practice. Now, there are two things that you can do that I do that can help you, but again, the important thing to remember is you have to actually go live. You actually have to do it and keep doing it and be consistent if you want to get better, right? That's the baseline. You're sitting on the sidelines and you're hoping that suddenly one day you're just going to magically be good at it, or you have a team of people who make you good at it. Here's the thing about video. You have to do the videos. You can hire a team to do everything leading up to your video, but you have to walk on stage and take the mic. No one can do that for you. No one can do that for you if you're the face of your brand. So, right? So if it's awkward to talk to that little green dot, it is, but it's good for your eye line. There's two things. One is cover your face so that you have no choice but to look at it. So this is like, I cover my face with my notes, right? So I cover my face so that I can't be concentrating on me. Again, it's all about you. And I use notes. So the second thing is be prepared. So how you get used to kind of talking to the dot is there is a sigh of relief when you know what you're supposed to be talking about. Most of you are in my world because you came to me on, I have something called the Thrive on Live cheat sheet. If you for some reason got into my world and you have not seen it, or you forgot and you're like, wait, have I used it? Then go ahead in the comments and say like, I want Thrive on Live, or say whatever you want to say, Thrive on Live cheat sheet, whatever you want to say so that I can get that to you, because being prepared is half the battle. A lot of people feel fear because they're not quite sure what they're supposed to be talking about. This will help you because it's a structure, but truly that fear, that flutter, that anxiety, that nervousness, every single time you hit that live button will go down incrementally to a point. And I promise you, and Sabrina and Brendalyn, and you can all tell me that it gets to a point where you're like, oh, whatever, it worked. Notes, dot, better than see my face. Yeah. So I don't look at my face because, again, when I talked about the first thing is it's not about me. This video, this live is about you and stepping into your light and not being awkward on camera. But actually, I think what we can all say is you are going to be awkward on camera, and that's okay. So again, people don't expect you to show up perfect. Right? When we talk about practicing video, I hear it so much in the world, like practice to perfection, practice to perfection. No, what a bad message. We are not there's nothing perfect about anybody. You're never going to be perfect, and good, because people aren't buying perfect. They're buying human. So I like to say practice to connection, because you're going to connect with people, even if you're a little bit nervous, even if you're a little bit awkward. You show up and you help them move from here to here with your live. They don't give a crap what you look like, whether your voice was shaky, maybe your eyes were a little shifty a couple of the times, right? You're right. Sabrina says her awkward morphs into your authentic personality, right? Like, and again, you will come into your own. It magically happens. In Live Video Launchpad, you have 10 days, and it's so fun for me to watch day 1 to day 10, because exponentially, suddenly people's personalities, and that's 10 days, right? It's amazing. So if it can be done in 10 days, certainly if you commit to going live once a week, it's just going to get better and better and better. And so again, being prepared helps you, covering your face. But again, you want to be looking at the dot as much as possible, being prepared. I have notes. You'll see me like shift off a little bit. I even put I should share screen. I put little smiley faces here. I'm going to share screen just for the fun of it, because I can. Let's see, let's share screen. It stopped there for a second. I hope that didn't stop on such a horrible face, but I'm going to show my Evernote just to show you, like that was last week's. This is my live notes. This is it. This is what I'm reading from, people. So here I am looking at my green dot, and now I'm going to look down at my notes, and I just scroll to make sure that it's as high as possible to the green dot, right? But we went through that one. I even make myself little emojis. Be prepared. I'm giving away the farm right now because I'm like, oh, they're going to see the length. But right, that's it. Those are my notes, and I have something to go back to. It just says Facebook user. I'd love to know who you are, because it says LVL is awesome. Ready for the next round. Next round happening mid-September, everybody. Get ready. In fact, I talk about it. If you have not taken advantage of it, things are changing a little bit, but I definitely want to get on the wait list. Because things are changing. You will get an amazing bonus if you are on the wait list. And I want to make sure that you are on ahead of time, because the people who join the wait list will have priority now for joining. So make sure you get on the wait list. And there's no WW. It's just HTTPS //livevideolaunchpad.com. If you just put in livevideolaunchpad.com, it will come up, but you want to get on the wait list. We start mid-September. It is a 10-day VIP experience, and it is amazing. It's amazing to see how quickly you can get better at this. Hi, Jennifer. Of course it is. I've been thinking about you. How are you? Did you see what I did there? There's Jennifer on the other end of that dot. So it's not talking to no one, right? So again, covering your face. Now, a lot of times what will give you a moment of zen when I talk about when you're first starting out, a big question I get is like, how long? And part of the awkwardness is feeling like you have to fill a lot of space. And I'm going to be completely inappropriate because I just love this analogy. And I'm sorry if you're offended by it, but your videos don't need to be long. There is no right length. So your live video is like a mini skirt. It needs to be long enough to cover the bare essentials and short enough to keep people interested. I said it, I did it. I know it's not PC, and I really don't care. So that is how long it has to be. So I want you to have some reprieve. I want you to have a little sigh of relief, because you will you will be able to fill 5 minutes. So say you're going to go live for 5 minutes. Your 5 minutes is definitely going to be 10 minutes because if you have the Thrive on Live, obviously, the hook, the heart, recap, CTA, right? So, but the length, if that gives you a little bit of like, oh, but I heard that I have to be live for 30 minutes. If I hear that one more time, and it's really nice, if you have a list of hundreds of thousands of people, then yeah, you can stay talking for 30 minutes. Right? Because Facebook will go out into the interwebs. I schedule my lives to let you know that I'm going live. And as we all know, because we all know, the magic of the live is not actually when I'm live. I'm lucky. I love when people show up and they're interacting with me, but it's not necessary because the magic of my live is actually in the replay. But it can be for 5 minutes, and that's fine because the idea is we want to create a library of videos so when people do discover you, not discover you because you're going out into the world and sending eyeballs to it, but when you send your eyeball to one video, they want to binge watch the rest of them. It's Netflix, y'all, right? You have a library of videos. They will not go unwatched when you start driving traffic and people will start looking you up. And there you are with this amazing library. And they're like, well, of course she's the authority on this. She has videos. Video equals instant authority. I didn't say perfect videos. I didn't say highly produced videos, just videos, helpful, relevant, interesting. And of course, that's what I'm going to help you make, right? So again, wrapping this all around, this isn't about you. I'm doing the recap, people, right? The videos aren't about you. And once you can kind of get over that it has nothing to do with you, then you are going to be able to say, like, I do want to reach an audience. I am willing to go live because that is the best way. Listen, again, your visibility equals your currency. When I say that, a lot of people go, like, they hate that little stab, but it's true. If nobody knows who you are, they can't buy from you. They can't buy from you. And when I know that, like, when you're new to the online world, there's so much emphasis on like emails and newsletters and blogs and posts and all of those written things. And I love all of them. But I want you to hear this with live video. People retain what you say in a video, 95% of it. They'll retain 95% of what I am saying right now. If I went back to Jennifer and said, what did I say, about notes? And she'd say, oh, you said cover your face, because she's retaining 95% of it compared to 10% written. So if you were putting all of your efforts into this written stuff, which is necessary, I like all those things, but what I'd like you to do is use those written forms and send people over to videos so that they can actually retain and get value out of your video. Dodie wanted to be best, it would be versus perfect. Definitely a barrier. Yeah, but there is no perfect. And Dodie, my friend, I had a meeting with a mutual friend of ours. That's right, Rosalie De La Foret. And she was so funny because I said I wanted to interview her, and she's like, well, just wait till I get good at video first. So this is somebody who is already excellent, has an amazing YouTube, filled a class like this with 600 people. Right? And she still thinks that she's not really that great on video. So hear that you are never going to think you're amazing at video, right? So get over it, right? It's not about you. And especially Dodie, I mean, like, you can serve so many people all over the world with your gift and your knowledge. People are hungry for it. Please, please, please stop trying to be perfect. It doesn't exist, right? So then also the next thing we talked about was talking to the dot. Don't worry about the dot. Have your notes, cover your face, try and connect with that as much as possible. Now, again, this is for live video. If you are pre-recording a video, you're doing YouTube videos or something, your eyes are 100% of the time on that dot, because in a pre-recorded video, there is no way you can have shifty eyes. Right? On a live video, people expect, and tell them, I'm looking at my notes now, I'm doing this now, right? But I cover my face with my notes. Last thing we talked about was the length of your video. It's as long as it needs to be and no more. Do not try and extend and make anything longer. Stop listening to anybody who tells it needs to be a certain length to fit an algorithm of blah, blah, blah. That may be true at some point in the future, but if your goal is to simply say, I'm going to go live, who cares how long it is? It doesn't matter. So the last thing, again, I mentioned in the beginning, I want to mention it just to kind of tie the knot, and that is, you're going to suck. right? You have to be a beginner. And it was Rosalie who said to me, I finally just embraced my suck and realized that like I'm not reaching the people I need to reach if I'm not doing videos. Oh, I wish I had recorded her saying that, right? So anyone you're watching online who you admire, right? They started out sucking. I assure you. My favorite thing is with Marie Forleo. I love to, she has a video from 10 years ago and it sucks. I mean, the content might be good. Who knows? I mean, she's quiet like I was quiet in my videos. She's dressed super casually. She's plopped up against a wall and it looks certainly like a tiny, teeny little New York City apartment. The framing is horrible because it's like a crotch shot. This is Marie Forleo, people, right? So she didn't start. And I love to tell her story of when she started doing videos. She did a full year of YouTube videos before she got any traction. So when you tell me that you went live once and it didn't work, yeah. And how are you driving eyeballs to that, right? The point is to do this in stages and steps. The point is to do this in a safe container. The point is to do it somewhere where you can judge yourself, but go live anyway. And the place you want to do that is Live Video Launchpad. Again, you want to be on the wait list because I'm opening up to waitlist people only. If the waitlist people fill it, it's not going out into the whole world, right? So make sure you are on the wait list. It's livevideolaunchpad.com. We start mid-September. Those of you who have been through it again, you'll come through it, as a new cohort. I am changing things, everybody. Things are changing because we're growing, we're scaling. So you want to get in on this cohort, I assure you, right? So again, if you don't know what it is, you can go to the waitlist page, but it is a 10-day VIP live video experience. You do not have to have ever even been in any kind of platform. You don't have to know where you're supposed to go live. You don't have to know what to say. We cover, by we, I mean me and me again. I cover all of that. It is 10 days of access to a video pro. 10 days of access to me, full access, right? To get feedback. And I cannot tell you how important the feedback is for moving forward. Right? So if you are even like, I'm not sure, get on the wait list so that you are at least offered the opportunity first so that it doesn't pass you by. Because here's the thing, if you can have a new skill that is going to garner new clients, grow your list, do all those types of things, I'm not sure why you would be like, maybe I'll do it in December or something like that. I don't even know when we're doing it again. So thank you, Sabrina. Yeah. So LVL is awesome. Sabrina says, yes, still suck a lot, less than I did this spring, right? Doing a live at least once or more per week. And am I right or am I wrong? Did you not do a challenge, Sabrina, where you went live? Like your challenge was a live challenge. Hello. Like that's incredible. So anyway, the point is there's no magic button not to be awkward on camera. Simply embrace the suck. Say like, yep, I'm going to be awkward. Know that if you're not the type of person who is just going to do it, you have an option. It's Live Video Launchpad, safe space, safe container, loads of really good feedback. We have an amazing community and the community is great. The community gives you support. I give you feedback. I'm in a mastermind, as one of my mastermind cohort friends said, are you kidding me? Like, how much do you charge to have 10 days access to somebody who has an Emmy nomination? And I thought, I'm going to put that somewhere. How much would you pay to have direct access to somebody who has been nominated for an Emmy? I know a little thing or two about video up in this noodle, up in this noggin. I've been a part of over 65 launches. I get video. I also understand what it's like to put yourself out there and not feel so comfy cozy about it. But what I can promise you is that at the end of those 10 days, you will be going live with confidence. You will know how to set up your tech. Chaka, I think I said this last week when we do checklist, right? You will go through the mindset module even if you think you don't need it. Chaka, because that's all of what we're talking about today are stories that you are telling in your head to hold you back. And they're just that. They're stories, right? Module 3, fan favorite. I wasn't even going to run through all of this, but I get so excited about Live Video Launchpad. I want you excited about Live Video Launchpad. Module 3 is what to say. Again, the biggest objection is I don't know what I don't know what to talk about. You do. You have a million ideas. You have no idea how to take those ideas out of your head and structure them in a way that is interesting to your audience and drives them to a sale. I do. I know how to do that. It's module 3, right? So module 3 is all about extracting those brilliant ideas, putting them into a format, again, having goals, like defining the goals of what the video are. And my goals change. Your goals change. Are you in launch or out of launch? You need to know that because your video changes, right? And then module 4 is really practicing to connection. Like I talked about before, there will be no talk about perfection in my world because nobody's perfect. And certainly nobody wants you showing up perfect. Who wants to buy from someone like that? Most of the feedback I get is about how real, how raw, how approachable I am. Yeah, that's what I want people to think about me. That's how I am, right? And so if I showed up perfect, and like that wouldn't be very attractive, and also it wouldn't be relatable. I've been where you've been. So Sabrina says she's done 2 challenges of 9 days each live. Hello, Sabrina. I'm so glad you're on this call. So anyway, that was the shameless plug for Live Video Launchpad. I'll pay Sabrina later. I'm just kidding. Dodie has also been through it. Jennifer's also been through it. Right. And so the timing, you can't wait for things to be right. It's like waiting to get pregnant at the right time. There's no good time. There's no good time to have kids. You're like, when I do this or when I do that, right? It's the same with live video. You'll keep putting it off and you'll keep coming up with excuses. And that is just really it's not serving you, certainly. But again, when we come back to like, it's not about you, it's not serving the people that you're meant to help. And they're out there looking, waiting, but they'll move on very quickly to your competition if that person is doing a video and can help them. And it's that quick. You're either there or you're not, right? And so that was my tiny little whip. I did yesterday my live training. I called the section "Fun Facts and a Tiny Whip," and so I gave them some, just facts like I did here, and then my tiny whip, and that's my tiny whip. Nobody can buy from you if they don't know who you are. I should get a little whip sound. We can make this like a live production. I'm working on it. Wait till next week. Okay, speaking of next week, I will see you next week. I'm excited to see how many of you sign up for the wait list. I'm super excited for those of you who have been through LVL already. We're starting again mid-September. You'll get something in early September about that. Tell your friends, tell your family, because friends don't let friends make bad live videos. Just saying. I'm just saying it's true. Okay, I'll see you all next week. Have a great night.